Hey, what's up, everybody? Anthony Sevens back again for yet another product review. Today we're going to be talking about the Arcade 1-Up Street Fighter II Champion Edition. Now, the very first Street Fighter game came out in 1987, and Street Fighter II and all of its coinciding variations came out in 1992. That was at the same time when Mortal Kombat had come out. But the very first Street Fighter game, not a lot of us people, like, I didn't know about it. I didn't have any friends that knew about the first Street Fighter. So Street Fighter 2 is where I was introduced to the Street Fighter franchise. And this came out before Mortal Kombat. So this was my very first big fighting game franchise that I ever got involved in. And I had, me and all of my friends were playing this damn thing in the arcades. And it was really cool. So you had Street Fighter 2 and many different versions, such as, but not limited to, like what this machine has are 3 different versions of Street Fighter 2. You have the Champion Edition, which is, a little bit more characters. Then you have the Street Fighter 2 Super, with the new challengers. It has different characters. The gameplay is a bit faster. And then you have Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and that's even faster gameplay. And you have a power-up meter. So depending on what kind of speed you want to play at and which characters you're looking to play as, you can pick one, you can play them all, you can, whatever floats your boat. Now, this thing retails at about $300. All these full-size cabinets retail at about $300. I caught this on sale at a Walmart for $199. It was the last one they had. I couldn't pass it up. Now, granted, Street Fighter is not my all-time favorite fighting franchise, okay? But, however, it is a part of that nostalgic past, being a fan of fighting games and stuff like that. And as, I guess you can say, as an homage to the first real, true fighting game that I've ever played before Mortal Kombat came along, I definitely felt that I needed to pick one of these up to add to my collection. Now, as far as the build of it all, it's exactly you build it the exact same way as the other cabinets. It's the same exact build. As a matter of fact, I had built the Mortal Kombat one. That was my first one, and this one actually took me it was a lot easier to build because I kind of knew where everything was at and all the screws and everything. It's got, a nice art around the sides. I mean, it really does that Street Fighter vibe. As far as the buttons and controls go, I mean, obviously these machines are not 100% professional arcade experience and professional arcade buttons and controllers, but I think the experience of it when you play it, it's fair enough. I mean, when I play this game, and I'm truly thinking like I'm playing Street Fighter. I mean, that's exactly what's going on here. The only problem is that these machines inside, under the controllers, they come with square gates, which means that the controllers only move technically in a square formation. It's a little bit more difficult to pull off moves, especially for a game like Street Fighter, where you've got like a lot of corner movements where it's like down corner forward or forward down, corner. You're hitting a lot of the corners and trying to do a lot of these sweeping moves. It's a lot more difficult to do it on a square gate that these things come with. So I'm probably going to definitely want to take this apart and upgrade to octagonal gates, just as I did with my Mortal Kombat, and then have 4-pound springs in the controllers for a little bit more stiffness and a little bit more tension on the control. So that's something I would absolutely do with the Street Fighter game, especially if you're like someone who plays in competitions or is hardcore in Street Fighter. Get your controllers, your joysticks modified, octagonal gates and 4-pound springs, and you're going to have a hell of a much better experience, and you're going to find it's a hell of a lot easier to pull off all of the difficult moves. I do find myself, trying, just to fire one Haruken or spin kick. Sometimes I got to do a couple of tries because it's not an ideal setup on the inside. But other than that, the graphics are absolutely stunning and beautiful. The gameplay is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Like I said, when I'm playing this, I'm playing Street Fighter. I feel like I'm playing it at the arcades. It is definitely a beautiful experience. If you are a Street Fighter fanatic, this is absolutely a must-have. Whether you decide to modify the machine and its mechanics or not, it's Street Fighter at its nostalgic finest. So let me give you a little up-close look at things, and I'm going to show you all this in case you are not familiar with these cabinets. So you got, the little side art that, gives you the 3 games. I have this on an Arcade 1-Up riser, which is sold separately, costs about an extra $50. Got the marquee. It's not a lit-up marquee. You've got pictures of the characters all the way around. It's very cool, nostalgic arcade style. Here's your controllers. Everything is nice and labeled: defensive crouch, crouch, offensive crouch, back defense, back flip. So even if you're not an experienced Street Fighter person, instructions are all here: punch, jab, strong, fierce, short, forward, roundhouse, kick, so on and so forth. 1 player, 2 players, on, off, power for the machine, volume off, volume low, volume high. So let's turn it on and give it a whirl. I'll turn the volume as much up as it goes. It's surprisingly not super loud. I don't know if there's any kind of user menus to where you can hack in and switch the difficulty levels or the volume like you can with Mortal Kombat. But we'll just start off old school. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition.
Round 1, fight!
Hold down the player 1 button to go back to the select screen. So that was, your Champion Edition is basically your classic Street Fighter 2. It's perfect. It's a little bit more slow moving if you're a more fast paced person. Now we're going to go to Street Fighter 2 Super, the new challengers. Okay. Light in the background here so you can see a little better. And you got characters like DJ and Cammy, Fei Long, T-Hawk.
England. Round 1, fight!
Gameplay's a little faster on this one. And this is definitely a bit more challenging of a game. But now you've got your fireball moves and stuff. You win! Then we'll exit out of there. Go down to Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo. And it's basically the same thing as the other version, but it's faster.
and you've got a special power move.
Jamaica. Round one, fight.
You can see you got a little power meter at the bottom of the screen. Oh, he got me with his little special power
You
move.
lose. Get it. Round two, fight.
Street Fighter has definitely, hasn't been my biggest forte when it comes to fighting games. I mean, I think the most difficult thing about Street Fighter, which is the challenge of it all, is that, when you select your characters, there's a lot of different things you can do. I mean, it feels more like button mashing and just trying to get moves in there as quickly as possible to defeat the other player. Where Mortal Kombat, I feel like Mortal Kombat, it's easier to control your special moves. You're kind of limited on certain things. It doesn't move as quickly and as fast, and it's like, where Mortal Kombat's kind of like fighting, it's more of a paced game, where this is kind of like fighting. You're just trying to beat the clock and kick some ass and win and try to use your superpowers and all this other stuff. So, I mean, but other than that, I mean, it is beautiful. Now, is it worth the money? I honestly, because essentially what you have here is 3 of the same exact games, different speeds, a few different characters, but it's nothing like, it's not like you're getting 3 completely different games as you are with other cabinets, or like with Mortal Kombat. You're getting Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're not getting different versions here. You're just getting different, you're not getting different parts, you're getting different versions of the same exact game. So, I mean, with that being said, I would not pay the full retail price of $300 for something like this. And I'm glad I caught it on sale, again, for $1.99 at Walmart. I don't know if it's a holiday thing. I don't know if it's going to be a permanent thing. But if you're into Street Fighter, look for the $1.99 Walmart special online or in stores, and save yourself a buck. But I mean, it is, all in all, it is fun. I have been playing this for a few hours and trying to figure things out and like relearn all the moves. I mean, I haven't played this game probably since 1993, 1994. It's now going on 2020. So it's kind of coming back to me. The more I play it, the more the moves are coming back and stuff. But it definitely is, it's a brilliant piece to add to one's collection. I do think it's awesome. I mean, just in general, what Arcade1Up has done to give us, these smaller, compact, at-home machines with games that are pretty much exactly how we remember them looking and sounding and feeling in the arcade. I could not ask for anything more. And now with the inclusion of this particular machine in my miniature arcade, we've got Street Fighter, and if you're not into Street Fighter and you're more of a Mortal Kombat guy, cool. And if you don't like any fighting games, then you know what? Go sit down and play some Pac-Man. So you got a little bit of something going on over here, and it livens up a room. I'm actually going to pan back here a little bit so you can see. This is my place. I'm just kind of showing you how it livens up. You got things moving in the background. Even if nobody's playing it, visually, it looks pretty impressive. But anyways, that's all I have for you right now. This is Anthony 7 signing off. Till we meet again, please take care of yourself, take care of each other.